This episode really felt like an old school Ash training episode, and for that, it felt really refreshing. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 56 of the Journey's anime titled Elite Four Wikstrom, the House of Chivalry just dropped, and in this episode, Ash and Go are going to be training with Elite Four Wikstrom. What is going to happen in this episode? Well, I guess you will have to find out. It's interesting the themes behind this training episode here, but I'm going to get into that when I get more into the episode. This episode begins with Ash and Go doing some leak training outside in Cerise Park, and while Go questions why he's doing that, Ash is doing that to become more in touch with Farfetch'd and to become a leak master, because ever since Farfetch'd lost to that Gallade, he's been training non-stop. And to help with this training, Ren has actually found something. Wikstrom of the Elite Four is offering training, and it's in the Kalos region, so our heroes decide to go. And originally it was just going to be Farfetch'd, Ash, and Go, but as they're talking about this, Go's Scyther hears this and comes to Go, and he decides he wants to go as well. So now the four of them are going along with Pikachu, of course. There's certain contrivances that happen in Pokemon, you just kind of have to accept them, and the fact that Ash and Go are the only ones who attended Wikstrom's training thing is one of them. If the Elite Four is hosting a training panel, I promise you more than just 2 trainers would be showing up for that. But then again, maybe it could be training by appointment, who knows. Wikstrom talks in a very Middle English way, or Middle Japanese way, basically an olden way, but he reminds me more of Guy Sensei because he's super passionate, because he starts to cry when he sees that Ash and Go are ready for this training. I like that personality a lot. Serious yet goofy. I much prefer it to his in-game character, which is just someone with a stick up his butt. Wikstrom then tells them about the training. There's 3 phases of the training that they need to complete, and once they complete it, they'll get a medal. He has them wear knight armor before doing the first training, which is just running 10 laps around. Now, you would think originally that this is just to build up stamina, and that is true, but it's also to test your strength, because he has a nose pass come in the middle of them running around in metal suits and uses magnets to pull them, so they have to persevere through that magnet. And once they finish their training, he tells them that knights need to have peerless strength, so that's what that training was about. Again, when Ash and Ghost show that they're ready for training number 2, he cries because he's so passionate. The second training is a giant maze in a creepy looking building, and honestly, this is one of the more important trainings besides the third one, specifically for the plot. The way Wikstrom has this maze set up is that he's separating both Ash and Go, and the maze has traps on it, so you have to basically get through the maze. What he sees from Go as Go is going through the maze is that Go and Scyther are working together, so when a Pokemon comes down to jump and attack Go, Scyther's coming in and blocking it, and Scyther's following Go and making sure he's good. When he goes over to Ash, he sees that Farfetch'd is not really even listening to Ash. He's breaking through walls rather than trying to figure out the maze. Farfetch'd isn't even turning around when Ash is getting attacked by Pokemon. Wikstrom, who's watching this from a security camera, talks about the fact that Farfetch'd does have goodwill and good strength, but as it is right now, it won't live up to its highest potential. And I'll talk about why in a bit later, but this is Pokemon, it's not that difficult to figure out the reason why. However, that all changes in the second training. Wikstrom springs a trap on Farfetch'd to open up the floor so Farfetch'd falls through. Ash has to come grab him, but as he's pulling up Farfetch'd, Farfetch'd's leak falls down. What does Ash do in this situation? Well, obviously, he's gonna jump for the leak. Ash does this type of stuff all the time, and this is one of the cases where I just don't get it. Usually when he's doing that, he's trying to catch a falling Pokemon. Okay, that makes sense, you want to save a falling Pokemon. This isn't a Pokemon, this is a leak. Now, most likely, Wikstrom has the thing set up so that even if Ash fell through all the way, he probably wouldn't get hurt, but still, Ash does exhibit some stupid behavior from time to time. However, in this case, it does seem to work out, because Ash saved the leak because he knew that it was important for Farfetch'd, and because of that, he gains respect for Ash, as you could immediately see that Farfetch'd is now following Ash and not the other way around. This allows Ash and Farfetch'd to also complete the maze along with Go and Scyther at the same time, so that means trial number 2 is over. The third training sends them to a barren room. What's the training here? Well, before they went into that room, Wikstrom gave them swords, and what are they to do with that sword? Have any of you watched Naruto? Kakashi's bell training early in the series? That's what this is. Wikstrom has a Klefki that has a key. Our heroes have to try to get that key any ways possible, and Wikstrom is also going to be there to make sure our heroes don't get the key. And instantly as this third training is going on, you find something out pretty quickly. Go and Scyther inherently trust each other and work together really well. Ash and Farfetch'd do not. And this is what Wikstrom was talking about earlier when he said that while Farfetch'd has the strength and the will, he's lacking that something. That something is teamwork. While Ash is trying to stop Wikstrom, and Farfetch'd is trying to stop Wikstrom's Aegislash from going to go, they're doing that thing separately. And it's not until Ash gets backed into a corner, and Farfetch'd turns around to see that, and Farfetch'd remembers Ash putting his life on the line for his leak, he decides to help out. So, despite being hit by Sacred Sword in the back, Farfetch'd still jumps in and saves Ash from Wikstrom's sword strike. Now, Ash and Farfetch'd are on the same page. Farfetch'd even learns Detect here in order to dodge a Sacred Sword, and this time, he works together with Ash to attack Aegislash, and when Ash tells it to stop, Farfetch'd actually stops. And the reason that Farfetch'd to stop is that Go and Scyther have worked together and managed to capture Klefki and the key. While this entire third training section is awesome, to me it is a bit weird. How does Go, the rookie trainer, understand his Pokemon and work together with his Pokemon so much better than Ash, the experienced trainer? I guess the main reason Ash and Farfetch'd don't work together has more to do with Farfetch'd's personality rather than Ash's. It's just weird that the way things shake out, Go does much better in almost all of the exercises here compared to Ash. Regardless, since they finished the 3 trials, Wikstrom gives them their medal. And while he's doing so, he talks about what a knight does. A knight is one who fights to protect their precious lord and the weak and powerless. And that's what Farfetch'd did earlier when he saved Ash. Wikstrom even asks Go if he's ever thought of evolving Scyther into a Scizor, and gives Scyther a metal coat and helps trade it so that Go can get a Scizor. Now that Farfetch'd and Ash are also on the same page, they vow to do better against the Gallade, and that leads to the end of the episode. Overall, I really did like this training episode. I like the way Wikstrom set up the entire series of training. Physical, mental, and most importantly, teamwork. Obviously, the Knight theme is very appropriate since Farfetch'd evolves into Sirfetch'd, and that's what's most likely going to happen in the future. With Ash and Farfetch'd now being on the same page, I'm excited to see them battle again, and now with the addition of Detect in Farfetch'd's moveset, not only do I hope that we get a rematch against the Gallade, but I also hope that Farfetch'd gets a rematch against B. I'm glad to see that more of Ash's Pokemon are now getting the spotlight, although it's weird that we haven't seen Dracovish since the day he captured it, but that has nothing to do with this episode. Overall, check out this episode. I think you'd enjoy it. The next episode, it looks like we're focused back on Chloe, and more specifically on Krissa. We saw her a little bit in the episode where they had the food competition, but it's going to be good to see more of her personality in this upcoming episode. I'm excited. But anyways, that is it for my review of episode 56 of the Journeys anime. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. You can follow me on Twitter at TheRealPDGaming, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.